This episode of In the Kitchen with Karen was filmed before a live studio audience. Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of In the Kitchen with Karen. So today I thought I would make for you a breakfast dish, and it's one of my favorites. It's called cheesy sausage breakfast bake. Now I have a few of these recipes that are sort of similar to each other, but I really like this one because in addition to the ground sausage, the cheese, the eggs, the vegetables, it also incorporates pieces of biscuit dough. So you get everything you like all rolled up into one. It's super quick and easy to make, and in about 30 minutes you're going to have breakfast on the table or even dinner. So let's get started. So let's get started chopping our vegetables. So I'm going to be using some colored sweet bell peppers. I'm using yellow, orange, and red, but you can use whatever color that you happen to have. So we are going to need approximately half a cup of finely diced sweet bell pepper. A half of a medium onion, finely diced. Now I like to use my handy dandy little chopper here. Look at that. What? So now I'm going to use a block of sharp white cheddar cheese. But now feel free to use the kind that already comes pre-shredded in the bag. I just like the taste a little bit more when I shred it myself. Because I don't know if you know this, but when you buy pre-shredded cheese, they put an anti-caking agent in it, so it never kind of melts or gets as creamy as if you grate it yourself. Now into a bowl, we are going to crack 4 large eggs. Now we're going to give them a nice whisk. Do you guys like my cute little owl whisk I have? They had a monkey one too. I couldn't quite decide which. Now to this mixture, we are going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard. We're also going to use a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now we're going to use a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And now to this mixture, we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream. To a non-stick skillet, I'm going to add a half a pound of ground pork sausage, and I'm using Jimmy Dean brand. Now my mom always made breakfast casserole for us growing up, so it's kind of one of my childhood memories. And also the great thing about this casserole is you can assemble everything the night before, and then when you're ready to cook it, just take it out and bake it in the morning. Now that we've broken up our sausage a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add our diced onions and diced peppers into the mixture. So as you can see, the sausage is starting to get a little bit brown and the vegetables are starting to get translucent. So I think we're just going to need 1 more minute and then we'll be done. So now we have our roll of refrigerated biscuits. I was going to whomp them for you guys and see them pop open, but once I took the paper off, it already popped open. And we are just going to put them into 4 sections. And I also want to tell you guys, this recipe is gonna serve about 4 people. But if you want to have it serve 8 people or have leftovers, just double every ingredient and that it turns out just great. But it's just Chris and I, so I'm making a smaller portion today. So now I'm going to take a 9-inch glass pie plate, or you can use a square pan. I'm just going to place these pieces of biscuit dough in the bottom and just kind of make sure they're evenly spread. After we put the biscuits on the bottom, we're going to slowly add our sausage and vegetable mixture. And just spread it around so it's nice and even, so each section gets some of the mixture. We are going to add half of our shredded cheddar cheese. Then we are going to top that with our egg mixture. Now we're going to top it with the rest of our cheese. And here we have our finished breakfast casserole. So I have been baking this at 350 degrees. I covered it for 20 minutes loosely with aluminum foil, then uncovered it for another 20 minutes or until the top gets a nice golden brown like this. So I thought I would serve this with some nice sliced tomatoes from our garden. And if it's not tomato season or you don't have any nice fresh tomatoes, I also like to serve it with salsa. I think it's really good that way. If you really want to get fancy, you can also serve it with some sour cream, which I sometimes do. So let's get this plated up. Just gonna put a few tomato slices on there. Okay, so now we are gonna take a slice of our cheesy breakfast casserole. Now I like to top it with a little bit of sliced green onion just for flavor and color, but you don't have to. And there you have it, our cheesy sausage breakfast casserole. Okay, now let's give it a taste. So we have our nice biscuits, our ooey gooey cheese, our vegetables, our sausage. It's a little hot, so. Everything together is just amazing. I hope you guys are going to give this a try, and I'll see you on the next episode of In the Kitchen with Karen.